Because there was no rain for 3 years, the drought in Israel became terrible. No one had anything to eat. The false prophets of Baal had promised that Baal could provide food, but there was no food. This made Ahab and Jezebel very angry with Elijah, and they began looking for him. So, God spoke to Elijah.
Go and present yourself to Ahab, and I will send rain on the land.
As the Lord Almighty lives, whom I serve, I will present myself to Ahab today.
Elijah sent word that he would meet with Ahab. And because he was very angry, Ahab wasted no time and he hurried to meet Elijah.
Where's Elijah? Where is he? Where is he? Where is Elijah? Is that you troubler of Israel?
I have not made trouble for Israel, but you and your father's family have. You have disobeyed God's commands and worshiped and followed the Baals.
No.
Now go and summon
God.
Now go and summon all of the people of Israel, and I'll meet you on Mount Carmel.
We will and defeat the prophets.
Also, summon the 450 prophets of Baal and the 400 prophets of Asherah who eat at Jezebel's table.
We will win.
Ahab sent word throughout all Israel, and he assembled all the false prophets at Mount Carmel. When the people heard about Elijah's challenge to Ahab and to the prophets of Baal, they all came out to see what would happen on Mount Carmel. Boys and girls, tonight the stage is going to extend all the way to the back of the auditorium because we need a bunch of Israelites, and so you guys are going to be the Israelites tonight. Now I want you to pay very close attention because in just a little while we're going to need your help, you Israelites, and we're going to chant, and I'll help you. And that is going to be like this. The Lord, He is God. Say it with me. The Lord, He is God. Say it loud. The Lord, He is God. Very good. You pay very close attention because you'll get to help with that in just a moment. Let's see, we're back to Elijah now, I believe.
How long will you limp between two opinions? If Baal is God, follow him. If the Lord is God, follow him. I'm the only prophet that remains of the Lord. Yet Baal has 450 prophets. Go and get us 2 bulls. You may choose one of the bulls, cut it into pieces, and place it on the wood, but do not set fire to it. I will choose the other bull and place it on the wood, yet not set fire to it. You call out to the name of your God, and we will call out to the name of the Lord. Whichever one answers by fire, he is God.
Say is good.
Choose one of the bulls and prepare it first, since there are so many of you. Place it on the wood and call out to your God. But remember, do not set fire to it.
So the prophets, they went to get the bull. And the prophets, the false prophets, took the bull and prepared it. Then they called on the name of Baal until morning, from morning until noon.
Oh, Baal, hear us! Show your power to the unbeliever! Send down fire, declare that you are the true God!
They kept dancing and chanting all morning, but no one answered. That's because Baal wasn't real. Then about noon, Elijah began to make fun of them.
Shout louder. Keep dancing. Shout louder. Maybe your God is asleep. Maybe he needs to be awakened. Maybe he's traveling.
So they shouted louder. And they cut themselves with swords and spears until their blood ran, because that was their custom. All afternoon they continued their frantic prophesying. until the time for the evening sacrifice. But there was no answer. Then Elijah gathered the Israelites.
Follow me and come here to me.
So Elijah went to the top of Mount Carmel. And all the people gathered around Elijah as he began to repair the old and neglected altar to God. Elijah took 12 stones, one for each of the tribes of Israel, and he used them to rebuild the altar. He dug a big trench around it, and he arranged the wood. He cut the bull into pieces, and then he laid it on the wood.
Fill those jars with water and pour them on the offering and the wood. Do it again. And do it a third time.
The water ran down all around the altar. It even filled the trench. There was water everywhere. And at the proper time, Elijah the prophet stepped up to the altar and he prayed.
O Lord, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known today that you are the true God of Israel, and that I, Elijah, am your servant and have obeyed all of your commands. Answer me, O Lord, answer me, so that these people may see that you are the true God, and they may turn their hearts back to you.
Then they believed, so all the crowd chanted, "The Lord, He is God." Come on, the Lord, He is God. The Lord, He is God. The Lord, He is God.
Seize the prophets of Baal. Don't let any of them get away.
Wow, if you think that was cool, I wonder what it'd have been like to have really been there, to really see the power of God at work. I think it'd been pretty neat. Well, boys and girls, I've written down 3 things here, and I'd like to read them to you. 3 things that I think that I want you to remember about tonight's story. The first one, Elijah knew that God was faithful. Can y'all say that? God was faithful. The second thing that I wrote down was Elijah knew that God was powerful. Say that with me. God was powerful. The third one was Elijah knew that God was the only true God. He showed the people that Baal was not a God. He was made up.